Most of the talk lately has been about the unemployment trust fund, which normally doesn't sound very exciting, but has really become thrown into the spotlight lately. So basically, there's this fund that employers pay into every year. And if they lay off more people, then they have to kind of contribute more the next year. So going into this year, there was $4.6 billion in this unemployment trust fund, which was one of the best of all the states. So Michigan was doing really well. Now we're at about $730 million. So we've exhausted about 80 some percent of it. That's a concern to a lot of people. First off, there's a checkpoint. When the fund goes below $2.5 billion, then all the employers have to pay more the next year. So they're not happy about that, clearly. But once it goes below zero, people are still getting their benefits. It doesn't affect that at all. But then the state government has to get a loan to pay for the unemployment, and then the employers end up having to pay more as well. So it's really a mess. So the thing that's kind of been in the spotlight the past week or two is whether Michigan residents should get 26 weeks of unemployment or 20 weeks. Normally it's 20, but during the pandemic, the Governor Whitmer made it 26 weeks. The deal kind of ended up being that that the legislature made is, we'll give you 26 weeks, but also the state needs to pay $200 and some million to cover those extra weeks. And the legislature agreed on that, the Republicans and Democrats, but when it came time to be signed by the governor, she said, no, we're not spending $200 million on what normally the businesses would pay for. So she cut the funding, but that also cut the extra 6 weeks. So there's lots of drama and debate kind of about that. Oh, you're taking 6 weeks of unemployment off the table for people, but also there's this money that we need for other things. So long story short, anyone who's been on unemployment starting in 2020, they'll still get their full 26 weeks of state unemployment. But anyone who's going on unemployment starting this week, you might only get 20 weeks unless something changes in the next couple months with the legislature.